At first glance, this might appear to be just an ordinary trail through the woods. But it's not. It's actually a road, and it holds a secret story 250 years old. And I'm pretty sure this is poison ivy. I am walking down a road right now that dates from the 1600s, which still exists in the Boston suburbs today. We are in Woburn, Massachusetts, about 10 miles north of Boston. And this was one of the very first roads laid out by the town of Woburn in the 17th century. But what's even cooler about this road is that it holds a secret history. One that you wouldn't even really be able to guess simply by looking. It happened on April 19th, 1775, the first day of the American Revolution. I'm emerging from the road into the blazing sunlight. The city of Woburn put up this awesome monument that I wanted to show to you. And it shows all of the men who responded to the Lexington Alarm on the morning of April 19th, 1775. All of the Woburn men. And it was about 3 companies of militia marching under the command of Major Loammi Baldwin, who I've talked about before on this channel. And there's a plaque over here, so let's check this out too. Here he is. He was Major Loammi Baldwin on April 19th, later Colonel, and he kept a journal. And in his journal, he recorded that the town of Woburn turned out extraordinary in response to the Lexington Alarm. The Woburn militia mustered and then began to march west toward Lexington, which is just the next town over from here. So I just wanted to point that out. They would have been heading west toward Lexington. Hi everybody, it's me, Katie. Welcome back to my channel, where it is all Revolutionary War all the time. On this channel, we venture out on historical action adventures, and we visit the places where events of the American Revolution actually happened. So if this sounds like fun to you, I hope you'll subscribe and come along. So now let's dive back into the woods and back onto the road. But what makes this road so special is that the Woburn militiamen marched down it on April 19th. This is a remnant of the old road to Lexington. It is a segment of that original road that the militiamen took that still exists today. You might know where the militiamen went, but this is how they got there. And this segment of the road has never been paved. It has never been developed. So we're just lucky that it still exists and that we can walk the same road that the Woburn militiamen did on April 19th. Or I can walk it and bring you all with me, which is why I started this channel, so that I could actually bring people along on my historical action adventures. So thank you all so much for coming with me and for being as interested in this as I am. This video would not be complete if I did not point out something. So the city of Woburn made this small park in this area. This is called the Battle Road of Woburn, or Battle March Road, and it's not the Battle Road that's within the Minuteman National Historical Park in like Concord and Lincoln. It's different, and it just refers to the Woburn militiamen, their Battle Road to Lexington. But the city put up this great park, and they included something that I have never seen before. And I just think this is extremely cool, and I had to show you. They erected a Liberty pole. Liberty poles were erected in many towns, actually including Concord, Massachusetts, where the British were headed on April 19th. And when the British entered Concord that morning, they destroyed the town's Liberty pole. So I just wanted to show you this. I am very impressed by it and really excited to see it. And I feel like I'm feeling the revolutionary spirit right now. So if you too love this Liberty pole, and if you feel the revolutionary spirit, then I hope you'll give this video a like and click subscribe, because it really helps the channel grow, especially if you appreciate really in-depth, non-AI Revolutionary War content. Suddenly, while on this road, the men hear shots. Loammi Baldwin, in his journal, wrote that they heard a great firing. Those shots that they heard while on this road were the first shots of the American Revolution. Those shots were fired as the British arrived on Lexington Green and were confronted by the Lexington militiamen. And in fact, it was on this road that Baldwin and his men first got the news, first learned exactly what happened at Lexington. Baldwin wrote that the British had fired upon the Lexington people and killed a large number of them. We're headed west right now, so we're walking in the same direction as the militiamen did. But what I want to show you is the walls. This road is still flanked by ancient walls. The city of Woburn estimates that these walls are from the 1600s. And I have to say, beyond the walls, there are many strange rustlings in this woods. Here's the wall on one side of the road, and I'm kind of panning to the road extending east in the direction in which we came. And then here, look at that, wow. Ooh, strange rustling. So let's head back to the park and the monument, because I know there's poison ivy here. But there's something I want to show you. So there's this monument here, which just kind of talks about the beginning of Battle Road Woburn, the beginning of the trail, and talks about some of the conservation land that it borders in this area. So we'll continue on to the park and the monument, but first I have to cross this street. Oop. Okay, I'm gonna have to cross the street now. Good morning. Good, how are you? The Woburn men did reach Lexington Green, and the bodies of the Lexington militiamen were still on the ground when they arrived. The British continued on their expedition, heading out to Concord, but the Woburn men stayed on their tail, ultimately participating in some of the heaviest fighting of April 19th. There's a name that I want to point out to you back here on this monument, and that is, where is he? Daniel Thompson. Daniel Thompson was a 41-year-old married father of 3 when he marched on the morning of April 19th, 1775. He was killed in the battle. He did not make it back. And the part of the battle where he was killed was on Battle Road in Lincoln, Massachusetts, in a section of the road that is now part of the Minuteman National Historical Park. And during that phase of the British retreat, which turned into the running battle of the battles of Lexington and Concord, he was killed while participating in what you might call an ambush that the provincials set for the British as they retreated, when the Woburn men cooperated with men from other companies in other towns to stage an attack on the British column as it passed through this certain section of Battle Road. And I did a whole video on that, which you can watch here. Thank you all so much for walking this road with me today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.